when one little thing gets out of place and we allow the mental chatter to prevent us from playing or playing our best or doing anything at all. I honestly sat there with a heavy heart because I really wanted to reach out to this kid. He was a young man in high school, and I really just wanted to sit down and coach him because I really think this could have turned out differently for him. He was a great player. He was really, really good. Matter of fact, the first 2 games, he beat my client. So it was crazy how much of a shift happened in that first, experience of him messing up. So what I want you to consider is this. When we are doing great and when things are going our way and then something happens, something doesn't go as planned, or we experience some sort of trouble, or we don't believe we can do it, we can cave into believing we no longer have a chance, so why even try? Or even worse, we never get started because we believe that we don't have what it takes. So what are we doing, or the lack of what we're doing, is guaranteeing that we don't reach our goal. We prove to ourselves we can't do it. But when you're doing it that way, it's not a fair game. It's nowhere near a fair game. If we don't put in 100% of our effort, especially if we just give up or don't get started, then we are not even in the game at all. So how often do you decide ahead of time it can't be done and never get a start? Have you ever felt held back by self-doubt, whether it's speaking up in a meeting or connecting with others or simply just believing in your own worth? Well, you're not alone. Welcome to the Crazy Confidence Coach podcast. I'm Heather Edwards, Master Certified Life Coach, and my goal is to empower you to step into your most authentic, confident self. Here, you're going to discover practical strategies and powerful insights to help you improve your communication, deepen those relationships, and elevate your self-esteem. And each week, I'm going to guide you through some actionable tips and mindset shifts that are specifically designed to help you break free from fear, show up boldly in every area of your life, and build crazy confidence. Are you ready to stop hiding in the shadows, playing small, and avoiding the spotlight? Grab your favorite pen and a notebook, and let's get to it. We all get caught up with this little voice inside of our heads, and it can tell us things like, you're not good enough, or who are you to want to do that, or what makes you qualified to go do this, or who do you think you are? If your internal dialogue sounds anything like this, I'm going to beg you to stop right now and go write down all of those thoughts that come up for you when you think about doing what you want to do. You know, that little dream, that spark, when you talk about it, it makes you excited. Write down those thoughts that come up when you really think about going to do that, because then what you're going to have to do is go to work to figure out how you can shift those thoughts into thoughts that are much more empowering. The more empowering your thoughts are, the more you will go for whatever it is that you want to go for. I have a story to tell you. I went this weekend to a tennis tournament and I was there to watch one of my clients play. I'm friends with his mom. We're sitting there for the first game and he lost the first game, which is fine. He was still managing his mind. He first came to me because he had a lot of anxiety, but I was so proud of him. He was doing such a great job of managing his mind, evaluating what was going wrong, and just kind of adjusting. And he was doing a great job of that. But what was very crazy was the other player that he was playing started to make a mistake here or there, even though he was winning the first few games. And as he would make a mistake, you could just see his mind was going crazy, that he was messing up, and he lost a few more points to my client. And it was the weirdest shift. All of a sudden, this person that my client was playing, you could tell his negative mental chatter completely changed who he was on the court and was preventing him from playing at all. And then all of a sudden, no joke, he completely just stopped playing. He stopped going after the balls. He would kind of half hit the ball on purpose. You could tell it was all on purpose. He literally lost the rest of the games on purpose because he let his mental chatter keep him from playing at all, really, and playing his best. And I remember sitting there thinking, One, I was very, very proud of my client for keeping his mental head in the game with someone on the other side of the court of him breaking down. And then two, in the beginning, just managing his mental chatter that could have prevented him from playing his best game. So the other thing is, though, that I was thinking to myself, how many times do we allow ourselves to get completely sidetracked when one little thing gets out of place and we allow the mental chatter to prevent us from playing or playing our best or doing anything at all? I honestly sat there with a heavy heart because I really wanted to reach out to this kid. He was a young man in high school, and I really just wanted to sit down and coach him because I really think this could have turned out differently for him. He was a great player. He was really, really good. Matter of fact, the first 2 games, he beat my client. So it was crazy how much of a shift happened in that first, experience of him messing up. So what I want you to consider is this. When we are doing great and when things are going our way and then something happens, something doesn't go as planned, or we experience some sort of trouble, or we don't believe we can do it, we can cave into believing we no longer have a chance, so why even try? Or even worse, we never get started because we believe that we don't have what it takes. So what are we doing, or the lack of what we're doing, is guaranteeing that we don't reach our goal. We prove to ourselves we can't do it. But when you're doing it that way, it's not a fair game. It's nowhere near a fair game. If we don't put in 100% of our effort, especially if we just give up or don't get started, then we are not even in the game at all. So how often do you decide ahead of time it can't be done and never get a start? When was the last time you started something and you hit a road bump or got distracted and just simply gave up, waved the white flag? And what I want you to consider is, how could you do it differently? How could you prepare ahead of time and decide how you could handle a roadblock ahead of time so you don't just give up? Decide before you get started what you'll do if you get sidetracked. Just create a plan. Will you keep working toward the goal and simply change the date to reach the goal? Could you evaluate what went wrong and adjust and just keep moving forward? Well, what if you're not getting started at all due to your mindset? What will you do, or what can you do? Can you do the mental work that you need to do right now so you can get started? I've helped so many people that have mental blocks. They don't even know that they're really there. So I've seen people who believe something about themselves because of maybe a childhood experience. I've seen people who have mental blocks because they fear it will change their current life, maybe how they interact with their husband or how they are able to interact with their children. I've had clients that are scared of who they will become if they lose weight, or if they get a new job making a lot more money, or let go of a relationship that just isn't serving them. And it's weird because you think, oh, well, of course it would be great if I lose weight. Well, no, not everybody thinks that subconsciously because they might get attention that they didn't want before. Or maybe they're afraid that their relationship will change. They are comfortable where they are. And when it comes to a new job, sometimes people are simply scared of what the new job might be like. Will they really be able to do the job? Or will the money that they make change their lives significantly or make their relationship different somehow? Maybe, actually, I had a situation in my past where I was up for a position that would make a lot more money than the person I was dating at the time. And that person was super uncomfortable with that and really was threatened by the fact that I might make significantly more money than him. And so it's just weird how your mind can get in the way of anything that requires more of you, or maybe you're going for a big goal or going for something. There are so many times that it leaves us feeling a little unknown, or feeling our doubts and insecurities and the resistance and the triggers that I talk about. So when you have all of that, it's just keeping you safe and it's keeping you locked up doing exactly what you believe you can do and what you're doing right now, so you stay comfortable and you feel like all things are kind of safe. It's like a safety net. If you think about, oh, if I do something different, I don't know exactly how that will go, versus doing something the same and you know exactly what it is. Think about a recipe. If you're someone who always has spaghetti and meatballs and you know what that tastes like and you know how to make it and you know everybody will like it, sometimes it's hard to change and do a different recipe and see if other people will like it. Maybe they won't like it. What would that be like? All of those little things that happen in life that we think, oh, but if I change, it might not be comfortable anymore. So I want you to ask, if you want to break free from the chains that are preventing you from believing in yourself or allowing yourself to dream really, really big and take action on doing things that are different and that will light you up and help you become a version of yourself that's radiating joy, then you have to do the work to figure out what it is that's holding you back. What makes you stop before you start? Where does your brain manipulate your dreams, where it makes you believe you can't have them? How do you become so comfortable where you are right now that you're afraid to try something new and exciting? Figure out those pieces of it, and then maybe you can figure out how you can move forward. The answer is simple. You have to be willing to do some exploring. You have to become super curious. You have to think about the thoughts you have and where they're coming from. And you also need to figure out how to overcome limiting beliefs and turn them into empowered beliefs. I absolutely believe God has given each and every one of us interests and gifts. And when we actually take hold of them and use them and share them with the world, we become more joyful and peaceful. We become more in love with our lives, which means the people around us are more comfortable around us and we're more in love with the people around us too. Here are 2 questions to think about. What is holding you back, and are you ready to let go of it? I am a master at helping people figure out what's holding them back and help them make room for a future that excites them. Don't wait. Don't wait to live a life that is more joyful, more peaceful, and shows off the absolute best parts of you. We can't predict the future. We can't predict if there will be bumps in the road or things that get in our way. But I will leave you with this. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. And that is a quote by Alan Kay. So if you want to have a future that is a future that you're willing to start and do the things that you really want to do, or what you've put on the shelf that you've never been able to take off the shelf and accomplish, or goals to reach, don't keep letting whatever it is hold you back. Go for it. Create a plan for it. Just take a few steps forward and deal with what comes in the way or along the way as it comes. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It has been a blast. I would love for you to do me a huge favor and either go leave a rating or a review. And if you really love the podcast or you've learned anything at all, please pass it on to a friend or a family member that might enjoy the podcast as well. That's how I grow, and that's how I'm able to continue bringing you content. If you are interested in coaching, just go to thecrazyconfidencecoach.com. You can sign up for a free discovery call there. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you next Tuesday so we can build our crazy confidence together. Love you big.